Brilliant. Brilliant. You're muted. You're muted, Phelisia. You're muted. We are live. We are live. So yeah, just unmute and I can hear you. There we go. Brilliant. 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 Brilliant.
There we go.
Welcome.
Hello, thank you. My mouse cursor is not working, so I'm having a few issues.
No problem. It happens, technology, and we're connecting all over the world. The magical fact that we are able to actually do this, the incredible millions of things that have to happen to make it happen are just stupendous. So brilliant, brilliant. I'm just so happy to be here. I was just about to make an announcement to say, sorry, folks, but Phelisia won't be joining us. And then you came. So no, just teasing a bit. But brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. All right, we are. So let's get going right away. So before I get going, so I don't forget to do this, I want to mark the post as featured, pin it to the top, and put it in the do all the things that are needed to do. So all right, fantastic. It just helps for people to find it. So yeah.
Yes, good idea.
Yes. Okay. So let me get to the group. It takes a few seconds to do this. There's no way you can do it ahead of time because now that we are live, I go to the group and find the post, and then I pin it to the top and so on. So, all right, where is it now? I have to refresh the page. Okay, cool. Bina, say hi. Bina, say hi. I think so. I think Bina just messaged me to say yes. She was checking. She's checking up. Very good, Bina. Thank you. So, very cool. Very cool. I just want to pin it and then we get started. In the meantime, while I do this, here we go. Phelisia, I am very keen to ask you that what is important to you, I want to hear. What is important to you deep down in your heart, in your soul, in your spirit, and how you got to be doing what you are doing? Because if I am understanding correct, what you are doing right now is important to you, yes?
Yes, very important. So what's important to me is, I think it's all about really being honest to yourself, being I think so many of us tell ourselves false truths. We believe in what other people are telling us. We believe in things that we have believed since we were very small, things that our parents may have told us, or our teachers may have told us, or things we have heard about ourselves that, untruths that we've carried with us for years and years and years and years. And I think it's so important just to really reflect and think about those things that that we're holding on to, and think about how we can change those, and what we really are, and kind of let go of all of that. And yes, I think that is very important to me.
To live your real self, in other words, yes, your authentic.
Yeah,
real
definitely.
self.
Yes, because you hear a lot about you being your authentic self. So there's a lot about that. But and also positivity. It can be very, very hard at times. Especially if there's so much going on in the world. But being positive as much as you can is just amazing. You can always find good in some things, and even things that may be horrendous at the time. Something positive comes out. I always think things do happen for a reason.
Yes, a reason or a good reason.
A good reason. Hopefully, a good reason. Yes. I think you can find something from there. There is a positive change. I think it's almost like we've got a journey to go on. We've been destined to go in a certain path, and we may sway from that path, and then we'll always pull back to that path. So what we may think is a big obstacle, it actually turns out to be just a little nudge in the right direction almost.
Oh, that's a big point. That's a big point. That's a huge point. That's a huge point, right? So what we think, I'm just repeating what you're saying, right? Practicing repeat backs. What we think is an obstacle actually turns out to be a nudge, a bonus, a benefit. Yes? Am I
Yes.
understanding you correctly? Is what you were saying?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I like to check. I don't want to assume that what I'm saying is what I heard. It's a big deal, right? If we don't actually check this and be sure that what we are understanding is actually what we think we understood. It's a very, very big deal. At least for me, it's a huge deal. It's a very big part of what I do too, as those repeat backs. Hello, Ryan. Ryan says hello, and Bina says hello, hello, and welcome. So yes, thank you, both of you. Very cool, very cool. So very cool. Hey, Ryan. I'm glad to hear, Ryan. Glad to hear. Very cool, very cool. All right. So can you share potentially some examples of those obstacles in your life that seemed like obstacles, but actually were bumps? Or sorry, were benefits or nudges, as you called it. That's the word, nudges. I like that, nudges. Very cool word. Very cool word. So I'm assuming you have something in mind, yes, or multiple.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So, well, when I was just 22, I was thinking, well, I must say at the time, I was probably not really doing much at all with my life. I was just kind of drifting a bit. I'd kind of dropped out of university. I had planned at university to study Spanish, and I wanted to go and travel to South America and I had all kinds of dreams, but none of them really came to fruition. And I was just really just doing a job that I enjoyed, but it wasn't really what I wanted to do. And I was just kind of floating around. Anyway, totally out of the blue, I came back from a holiday and I was getting these awful headaches. I was then at work, and this was all before internet, and I had to look up phone numbers to ring up. And I then noticed that I couldn't see the numbers, that there was some kind of block there. I just found it really difficult anyway. So I went to the optician. I thought, I must just need glasses. The optician then saw that there was something a lot deeper than that. Very quickly, I ended up going to the hospital, having loads of tests, and it turned out that I had this brain tumor, which was a huge shock to me, obviously my whole family, my friends, and they were very good that they very rapidly removed it, and I was back home again within a couple of weeks. Wow. However, it was just a totally life-changing moment, because I've lost some of my eyesight. I lost my sense of smell. I more than doubled my weight. Not only that, I kind of lost a lot of my self-confidence as well. And I just didn't know what I was going to do in my life then. I felt totally, like it had ended. Even just to walk anywhere, because I thought I couldn't see. I was so tired all the time, I just couldn't move. So it was just a horrendous time. But as I slowly was starting to get more energy with the medicine and things I was receiving, I did start to reflect on the future, and I thought, this kind of feels like I've been given a second chance. I am still alive. I'm still here.
A new start,
definitely. I've got a second chance, and so I thought, well, I've always wanted to travel. What could I do? And first of all, my first thought was to become a doctor, because of these amazing professionals that did this thing to me. But then I thought, that's going to take years of studying. There's no way I could be a doctor. So then I thought being a nurse. And then I remembered that I hate blood. The sight of blood makes me faint, and dealing with other bodily fluids. I don't think I could. Nurses are amazing and doctors are amazing. I don't think I could manage.
Yes, I admire them incredibly, but not for me. Yes.
Yeah. So, and I'd always loved children. My mum was a childminder, and I loved helping out with the children. So I then thought, well, maybe teaching. So a friend of mine, his mum was a head teacher, so I went into a school for a couple of days to see whether I liked it, and I absolutely loved it. Obviously this was a slower process that I'm mentioning, but over time I then went into a school. I saw that I liked it, I signed up, and I was then training. I went back to university, did my certificate and degree in education, and became a teacher. And then my second year after training as a teacher, I went to Mexico. So I lived and taught in Mexico. So I did go and traveled. So I got there in the end.
So very quickly, your life that had ended, well, really didn't end. It restarted, yes?
Yes, definitely.
But you restarted it.
Yes.
It didn't restart itself. You did that, correct?
Yes, that's it. I think somewhere I had that I felt that motivation, that strength, that determination, really, that I needed to go. I needed to do something. It felt that I had really been given that second chance, that opportunity. And I think also that optimism, that positivity within me was really pushing me forwards and guiding me as well.
Yes. Would you say that that your positivity had to be unrelenting? I like this term. I use it myself, unrelenting positivity. But I mentioned it specifically, right, because I felt it would resonate. Because you couldn't just be positive today and then in the morning and then the afternoon. No, you had to keep it up. You had to sustain it, maintain it, and it builds on itself. When it's unrelenting positivity, it leads you somewhere. Correct?
Definitely.
It spirals you out. It spirals you upward rather than spiraling downward. Yeah.
Definitely, because there's lots of small battles along the way, and yes, exactly. You need that.
Exactly. That's a key point. Lots of small battles. We're so into this mindset sometimes just by default, none of our own doing. The big battle. The hell with the big battle. You got to win the little, small, tiny ones, and those accumulate. The accumulation of minutiae is a big, big, big deal. And if you don't understand accumulation of minutiae, then just go to your mantelpiece and run your finger along it and have a look, and you'll see the accumulation of minutiae, right? Assuming you didn't dust this morning. Right, I'm saying, so dust is little tiny things. They're minute, but if you don't attend to them, they build up, right? So a little bit is okay, but a lot not so much. So this is a big deal. And again, so when we look at dealing with dust a little bit at a time, it's not a problem. But when you got to shower mounds of earth, which is massive, lots of dust, right? It's a big deal. So doing little things. That's the magic of unrelenting positivity. You just go from one little thing to the next little thing. And the next thing you know, you're in Mexico.
Yes.
It's very cool. Very cool. But there's another major bump that you did tell me about. Now, you didn't tell me everything, so a lot of it's new to me. But before we go there, I just want to say hello to Cher. And the start is a big deal. Cher and I were just talking about it earlier as well. So it's very cool. And then I want to say hello. I don't know how you pronounce this. Hallo. Can you say that, please, Phelisia?
Hallo.
Yeah, how do you pronounce that?
Hello.
Oh, okay. See, well, that's for Norma, because Norma said hello, and Norma's from England. Okay. I'm just having fun. I love Norma, and she talk a lot, so just saying a special hello to Norma. So brilliant. Okay. So continue with these supposed bumps that are nudges, and sometimes they kind of a little more than a nudge, right? They may be a bit of a push or a shove, right?
Yes. Well, then many years after this, I was working in a job that I was a bit, I guess I was feeling that I wanted to do something different again, but sometimes we get stuck in a rut. We feel like we should be doing something else, but we don't know if we want to take the risk. We don't know whether we want to change. We feel more comfortable where we are. And I guess I was feeling a lot like that. Anyway, out of the blue.
Sorry to interrupt you. I really want, sorry, because it's so powerful. I really apologize. But you're saying, essentially, if I rephrase what you're saying, you ignored all of the warning signs, right? The ones from the universe, the nice little nudges that you had. You ignored the nudges. Yes.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
interesting. See, that's a big part. When you told me this before, that you know, you didn't mention that specifically, but it's a huge thing that you ignored those nudges. And of course, what happened?
Exactly. Then out of the blue, it all ended for me. It wasn't my choice, and I was told that I was no longer needed, and that was a big shock because I wasn't expecting that. And although it was then kind of a panic, like, oh, well, what do I do? And I this was not what I wanted. In the end, it actually resulted as a positive thing. At that, probably the about the month or the 2 months around that, when I was kind of in that kind of panic and what should I do now, and everything's changed unexpectedly. It then actually resulted in me really reassessing again my life and thinking, well, I'm not young anymore. I was a lot older then, and I was thinking, well, what can I do? What skills do I have? And really reassessing what I wanted, what would I love to do, and looking. And that's when I stumbled upon what I do now, which is a combination of coaching and rapid transformational therapy and hypnotherapy. So, I mean, if that had not happened, I would still probably be stuck doing something which my passion had kind of dissipated, and I was, not still thinking, this is okay, but not something that I love now.
Fantastic. A quick shout to Cheryl. It's like everybody's here today. Man, that's very cool. Very cool. Everybody's there today. I know personally and know very closely, and so this is awesome. This is very, very cool. What you're saying though is so huge. It's so huge because I want to ask you, right? So we see so much, especially in our group, we see posts about this all the time. Find your purpose, find your purpose, find your purpose. But it's a mistake sometimes to assume we have a singular purpose. We can have multiple purposes, and the purpose can go for a while and then it shifts and we've got a new purpose. I feel this is absolutely critical to understand, because when I hear stories like yours, and same thing, everyone that said hello there in group can probably tell you something similar, that they had something that was really potent and they were going, and then it shifted and it changed, and now you do something different. So purpose doesn't have to be a singular, and we can have multiple purposes at the same time, right? I think that you're doing multiple magical, important things all simultaneously at the moment, right?
Yes, definitely.
This is very important. This is very important, that, what's important to us and what's our purpose. And they obviously the same thing, but the one doesn't have to exclude some other things that are important. So this idea of having a single life purpose, I feel this is a very destructive idea, because I've seen so many people have it, and then they sort of accomplish what they need to do, and then they say, well, now what? And they sit don't know what to do, and their life becomes empty. And they actually, midlife crisis sometimes comes very profoundly from that, with the real true ones. Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yes.
It's a big deal. That's very, very, very cool. And so when you shifted the second time, when you got that shove that said, hey, you didn't want to listen to us, you didn't listen to the nudges, you got the shove. How did the process, I want to hear in detail the process of how you connected to figure out what you want to do again, what was important, what you had passion about. Can you go
Yes, well,
that again, please?
Yeah, so
I know it's a tough question.
Well, first of all, I went to one of those, you can go to those, I can't think of the proper name of them, but when you can look and see the kind of jobs and things and the work that is suited for you with your personality type. I think it's like a name, someone's surname or something. Edward, I can't remember what it is.
Some kind of a test you can take. Sure.
Yes, that's it. And it gives you types of things that you'll be good at and the skills you've got. But that, it was okay. I went on several different ones, and they also gave me different things. So I thought, I'm not sure how true they are. And
all say something different, and that doesn't say much for them. They should all say the same thing if they work, right?
And I had there was one thing I'd always wanted to do, and that was to be an art therapist. and I'd love to do art therapy, but when I've really looked into this, and I can't. Well, I could do that, but I'd have to.
I'm pointing to the painting behind me because it's very related to this. So
Yes,
okay,
definitely.
fine.
Yes, you've got so much amazing artwork.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with that, I'd need a degree in art. So I'd have to go back and train, do a degree in art first, and then I'd have to train as an art therapist. So again, it would be many years. And I was thinking, at this stage, I don't really want something where I'm going to spend that many, another 8 years perhaps retraining. Then I was like, oh, I wish I'd done this earlier. But so I thought, well, I would love to learn something related to that. So that's when I came across coaching. So I went for a couple of introductory days to different places, found one that I really felt was my fit, that was quite relaxed and my style. Loved that, but still needed something else, which is why I came across, I already knew about Marissa Peer and her rapid transformational therapy from some of the books I had. So when I saw that she had a course and we could learn and work with her, I was just like, oh, that'd be fantastic. So then I did that.
Wow. I love stories where things fall together and it all worked out. I'm very soppy and sappy for happy endings. So of course the story's not ended, but at least in the meantime, this is very cool. So again, some persistence, right? And you didn't just settle for the things to come out, and you did an effort reward analysis also. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm using all the terminology which I apply to. So since everybody that is pretty much in the group, they know what I'm talking about. It's very useful. But they're self-explanatory, like effort reward. It's a simple thing, but how often do we do this analysis? Like I said, yes, I'd like to be an art therapist, but the effort 8 years and it's too much. I can find the fulfillment in another way. So the reward wasn't quite worth the effort, right? And it's a very powerful calculation to make. It's very important because once you'd made that calculation, you were at peace with that decision, right?
Yes, that's it. And especially as I can do creative coaching, so I can use an element similar to art therapy without being an art therapist, and I can still do that with my coaching work and with the rapid transformational therapy. So I can be very creative in what I do, and I can use those kind of elements within that myself. So it's very flexible as well.
Fantastic. I love it. Let me make a quick little aside comment there. For anyone listening who is potentially thinking of coming and doing a live with me, and open to anybody, note that it's not, I have to ask more now to say, hey, what is rapid transformational therapy? Some people come on and they want to push and plug what they're doing, and they see it as an infomercial. It's not our objective. Our objective is to share and connect. Yes, I want to know about it, but the intent, see, you don't have that intent. So I'm just pointing out the obvious. Those in group are going to see it, but for those who don't necessarily notice, it's a big compliment. So just pointing it out. It's very, very appreciated, right? Yeah, thank you. So now I am asking, tell us about rapid transformational therapy. Not only what it is, because we're going to need to understand what it is in order for the second question. There's a two-part question. Why is it such a big deal for you personally, Phelisia? Right? You. Why is it a big deal too? So in order to answer that, you have to tell me what it is, right?
Yeah. So rapid transformational therapy is a combination of CBT, so cognitive behavioral therapy, NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, psychotherapy, and hypnotherapy. And it's a very powerful, and it's called rapid transformational therapy because it can work between 1 to 3 sessions. So rather than having to go and see a specialist for over several months or over a year, you can have a very fast result very quickly, depending on what the issue is that you want help with.
That's my next question. Right.
And
we still on the part. Go ahead, sir.
Yes. So for me, it's I knew about Marissa because I had some of her books, because one of the issues that I had after my initial brain tumor, as well as the sight and the hearing and not the hearing, sorry, the sight and the sense of smell, and my hormones were all disrupted. This meant I put on an awful lot of weight. I more than doubled my weight
Wow.
from almost within 6 months, but I was putting on weight from the day after the operation, basically. So as soon as I left hospital, my clothes didn't fit.
Wow.
And that was something I really struggled with, especially in my early 20s. But I guess at any age you would struggle with that, and going from one size to the other very rapidly. I noticed the impact from the way other people looked at me and treated me, and to how I was previously, and that really affected my confidence as well. So that's where Marissa's books, I was looking at books around weight loss and around confidence, and that's how I stumbled upon her books initially. So when I knew that she had a course, I was really keen to do that, and that was one of the first things. Once I knew how to do it and we were swapping as students, I wanted help with that with the weight. And I had an amazing result using it. And but I've just seen the results it does for all sorts of things. But yeah, it's for me personally, that was the result I had.
Wow. So typically, the people that you work with, what do they typically come to you with?
You broke up a little bit, but I think you might have said the people. What do people come to me with?
Yeah, typically.
Typically, yes. So it could be like emotional eating. They may find they want to reduce their sugar intake. It may be so they may have things like thyroid conditions, and that may be affecting their weight loss. So I can help rebalance the hormonal issues within them, and that will help with that as well. So I can use a combination of rapid transformational therapy and the coaching together. Just general weight management as well. So some people just may have an unhealthy diet. They may not necessarily need to lose weight, but they may have an unhealthy diet, and they need to manage how they're eating and get healthier. So they may have diabetes, blood sugar spikes, and they want to help with that. There's a whole range of people that I help.
But rapid transformation therapy isn't limited just to weight related or
no, sorry, no, not at all. No, not at all. Anything physical, anything emotional. Yes, that's just what I specialize in. But
correct.
No, I've helped people with physical pains, people with even genetic conditions, people with all sorts of different ailments and emotional issues as well. Yeah, it's a whole range of things it can help you with.
Excellent. So anything that you feel is an issue or a problem, essentially, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, Samson. Yeah, cool. Samson joined us too. That's very, very powerful. It's very interesting. And in terms of you personally, obviously you're getting to really do something that makes a difference, yes?
Yes, exactly. That's why I love it. Yeah.
So magical. I want to ask you a really profound, really big deal question. I did this as a teenager. I did a study on this, and I asked people the same question, right? People who had experienced a tragedy, major life change that wasn't positive, something really disruptive, like with your, yes. Now, looking at, multiple years later, we won't say exactly how many, but multiple years later, how do you now regard that incident in your life? How do you view it now compared to how you viewed it then?
I mean, to me, I just see it as something that happened. I don't see it as a major problem. It's just like I guess it's a bit like if I went to to have went to have something on my, if I'd broken my arm, I guess I just see it as an incident.
Yeah.
Rather than a big trauma. I don't necessarily see it as trauma. At the time, it was a big trauma, but I don't see it as that. And I've had family members say, "Why are you talking about this to people? Why do you mention it?" But because to me, I feel that it's. I know at the beginning I had to talk about it. I was talking about it to everybody. I remember talking about it to strangers in the street at the beginning. I think it was my way of processing it.
Yes.
And now I think it's just something that, because it gave me, I think without it, I just see it as a kick up the bum. It just gave me that kick up the bum to get going.
Yes. Can you repeat that? It gave you a kick.
It gave me a kick up the bum. So it was just,
Yeah. Just for the Americans listening, it just, it's huge. It's huge. Also, in sharing and talking about it, you demystified it and you defanged it. Yes. If you keep it private, it's this big thing, and it's, your family will say, but you can't talk about it, sexual or whatever. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. You talk about it now. It's part of your life. It's a reality. And it's a magical part of your life. Not having fun at the time, but it certainly is profound and huge and influential, correct?
Yes.
Big deal. Wow. So talking about it and it's not talking about it that's the issue. Understanding correctly. It is being able to talk about it with ease. That's the issue.
Yes, that's it. Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Because you're at peace with it. It's like you said, it's an incident, not a trauma. You shifted it from, it was traumatic at the time, but now it's an incident. And now when you have similar things happen, they aren't traumas, they're incidents, and you can deal with them as appropriate. Yes. Let me ask you another question, just coming at this from a different angle. Would you say your experience then is profoundly helpful for dealing with and understanding your clients today?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Yes.
Yes.
I mean, I know everybody's different and everybody reacts to things differently. But I can certainly help put myself in their position. I can help understand how people may react to things and feel about things. It can definitely help me.
Yeah. So comment Samson says, you hit the nail on the head. You have to accept, you have to be, I think he means be able to accept it for what it is. And once accepted, freely speak on it. Yes, absolutely. And Sher says, in positive ways. And coming from Sher, that's quite the statement. Sher said, soap opera type life type things. It's like holy moly, but and not to glorify that necessarily, but she's been through the ringer, and it sort of makes one appreciate that. Sometimes you think your ringer's a ringer, and then you hear somebody else's story, and I bet you sure can probably tell you of people who been through worse ringers than her. But it's profound to understand. Once you really, truly, fully acceptance, it can heal. Trauma can transform in positive ways, she says. This is a profound understanding. It doesn't mean we seek trauma, but of course not. But nonetheless, when it's there to understand, it can transform. She's not saying it can change or add to us. She's saying it can transform in positive ways. This is, yes, can transform in negative ways too, but it can transform in positive ways. That's a massive, massive statement. And this is somebody who is, it's not a theoretical statement, right? Right, Sher? It's not a theoretical statement that you're making. This is a statement of actuality, much like yours, Phelisia, right? Your trauma transformed you in positive ways, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a magical story. It's a magical story. I love hearing stories like this. To me, they are stories of spirit. Yes. So, and if we look
Definitely.
here at the magical painting behind us, the spirit figure, there's a very complicated story in behind us, but nonetheless, I feel it's kind of a spirit type sort of representation there. When we see that and so clear in you, your underlying spirit, that spirit of life, of adventure, of positivity, of joy, of moreness, it radiates from you. It's a joy to see in you. Yeah, yeah. Right, exactly. See, right,
Thank you.
right there, right. See, so it's just right. Just before I said it, she said, right, she's inspiring. Very much so. As are you,
Well,
sir.
thank
As are
you.
you. As are you. Very much. Very much. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It just, I make this point a big deal because people make being inspiring a big deal, but it's not. Just be your real self. Do what's real to you. There's no bullshit in you. Excuse my language, but I have to use this word. And that's the key. You're just being you. And that is inspiring. Yes. Same when I read Cher's post, she's being Cher. It's her. It's inspiring. Same with Cheryl. Same with Bina. Everybody who's here. Norma, everyone. When I hear them be them, this is inspiring. Right? You don't have to be something special. We have to get rid of this idea of being special. Just be real, for heaven's sake. Just be real, right? Yeah, you're being real, right? When and here's the thing: when you started being a teacher, you were being real. Then when you got those little nudges, and, oh, I'm not enjoying this so much. Then you continued, and that's when you lost your realness, and that's when the universe came and shoved you, yes, and said you
Yes.
need that kick in
Yeah.
the bum now because you weren't listening. You weren't listening. Yes, yes. Because you lost the connection to realness. If you were really being real, you would have stepped out of the teaching before you got pushed out, correct?
Yes, definitely. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Very, very magical. So on the rapid transformational therapy, I feel like I'm sort of need a bit more there. So just share some more for me, please. Yeah. I don't know. I don't. I'm. Again, this came up earlier today. Sometimes we are aware that we're unaware, and I'm aware that I'm unaware. So I don't know what question to ask. So what question
Yes.
should I
Yeah.
ask? Maybe I should ask that.
No, I can just tell you a little bit about more what it'd be like to experience a session, for example. So, so during a session, I mean, before a session, we would talk, and I'd get all the information about what's going on and what would like to be changed, etc., etc. But then during a session, I would relax you using hypnosis, and then say, for example, it was around you wanted to reduce your sugar intake. So then I would ask you to go back to different scenes related to why you have an issue around eating sugar. And you are then, because you're relaxed via hypnosis, you're then going to be talking from the different scenes. You're talking from your subconscious mind rather than your conscious mind. So we're thinking, when we're talking about conscious mind, with our subconscious mind, that's holding all our emotions, all of those memories. It's got everything in there. It's just got so much there. So when you're talking from your subconscious mind, you can unlock things that you may not remember at all. Sometimes people go back to when they were even in the womb, things they may have heard said around them. They can even go back to memories that they do remember, but they may not even realize this could be a reason why they have this issue today. And once they've come up with several scenes, we discuss the scenes as they're happening. And then once they've come up with several scenes, still under hypnosis, we're then trying to link why they could be related to why they've got this issue. And then there's several different tools that we can use depending on what comes up. And then there's often so the main thing is they get an understanding as to what's going on, because quite often people don't really know why they're certain why. Well, they think, oh, I'm just eating sugar because I'm stressed, or I'm just doing this because I've hurt my shoulder because I played tennis, or I keep having this nagging feeling because whatever it is.
They assume. Yeah.
yes, they assume different things because of something else, but there usually is a very deeper reason, and it's accumulation of things going way back. And once we've located exactly multiple, and once we've located them, we can then do something about it. So that's when we'll then start to use different tools, and then we can remove it. So we reframe it, we remove it, and then replace it with something positive.
Could you do this on Zoom?
Yes, I do.
If you want to give a demonstration? Okay.
It's a bit difficult to do a demonstration now, but I do it on Zoom. Yes. So
no. I mean, like if I was willing to be the subject, the guinea pig, you could test this. You could demonstrate it on me. I mean, I'm quite happy. I'm a person who really have no secrets. So anything goes. So whatever I can. This truly. This not an issue for me. But if you're willing to do this, well, not now because we're a bit out of time, but not that we have a time pressure, I just don't want to go too long, but we can set this up for another day. And then if you want to, this would be a fascinating thing, I think, because it would open people's eyes to see many things, to see what's involved with hypnosis and, okay, they're going to see soul become a blubbering idiot, something, but then it's not that.
Exactly.
They have ideas about things. So, well, I might be, I don't know if it happens, all right, but I'm willing to take the chance. That's fine. But we could do that if you like. That would be rather interesting, I feel, to actually give a demonstration of what is involved.
Well, I can regress you back to a happy scene, rather than going back to,
especially on somebody like me who, go ahead.
Yeah, so we could do that. So at least if you're describing something as a happy scene that you're going to have, rather than maybe something that's coming up unexpected. Sometimes things come up unexpected.
Case that I could specifically focus on, which is a puzzle to me, and I don't know. So it's a physical thing. It's a pinched nerve at the top of my neck. It's probably a very common thing that people have right on that. I think it's the third vertebrae somewhere there. And it's been with me most of my life. And I am somebody who is very intensely connected to the entirety of my life. I remember many things from my childhood very profoundly. I was very conscious as a child, very deliberate as a child. So whatever this is, somewhere, and I'm not sure. So this would be, I have something particular that we could do. And it's not the end of the world thing for me, but it is something that would be appropriate for this, because I'm keen to learn also, and I'm very keen in the context of the group to not just share something that is here's something that is useful, it's valuable, but to demonstrate it, right? So again, in part of what I do, I don't coach or I don't teach, and most of all, I don't ask anybody to believe me. That's a very important point, right? So I like to demonstrate. I like to say, and if you're going to take what I'm saying, you need to have your own reasons. It has to be sensible and justified to you, not because I think so. So I'm very keen, because obviously, you somebody who has integrity, you're a genuine person, at least it's obvious to me. So, you're getting results with what you do. So, hey, that's why I'm happy to make this offer, because I felt fairly certain that you probably take me up on it, because you probably see the same as I do. Yes, when we can demonstrate what we do, this is profound, this is a big deal. And it's part of what I do to, I'm also now showing application. Application is everything in what I do. It's all about application. Without application, it's all meaningless. So I'm also putting application into practice. So this will be very fun. So hang on, there's some questions here. Paradigms, it's such a magical place. Yes, Samson, absolutely. To get to our root paradigms and to understand associations. We can have, I'll get into associations in a second here. It's a very, very cool thing. Sher asks, is the hypnosis reached through breath work or meditation? It sounds like deep shadow work. Oh, very interesting question.
So with the hypnosis, it's I take you into alpha state. So you relax, you look up, and it is I do ask you to breathe, and then you, with your eyes, when you see the When you're looking up, your eyes will flutter, and that's when you're already going into hypnosis. I mean, we go into hypnosis every day, so many times a day anyway. Many people, when they're driving their car, go into hypnosis. Crazily. When you're washing up the dishes, you go into hypnosis. It's just a state of deep relaxation, hypnosis. So it's that state when you're just in a deeper level.
Oh, sorry, one second. Just somebody else who wanted to come and attend, and they messaged me and said, "Oh, I don't see you on." So okay, we here, Gaia, we here. Let me tag Gaia, and so okay. Now let's spell it right first. There we go. So yeah, hypnosis is autopilot, yes, but it's a bit more than just autopilot. Yeah, right.
Yeah, for this use, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's when people worry about going into hypnosis, yes.
Yeah. You know, I think there's so much misunderstanding with hypnosis. I remember as a kid, Max Colley. I think Max Colley was actually from England originally. He was a very famous hypnotist. Well, this was way back when, you know, in another century. We won't say exactly how far back, but, you know, at any rate. And I don't know if you recognize the name or not, but, you know, this was in South Africa. And I always thought he was originally from England. Maybe not. Anyway, so Max Colley came and, you know, he did the stage thing to hypnotize. And I was one of the things on there. But, you know, it was a very conservative community that this took place in. And, you know, yeah, but this is like the devil and you're opening your mind and all this kind of stuff going to come into it. Same with meditation. I don't think many people today remember just how much negativity there was towards meditation when it first came out. This was a taboo subject. Absolutely. No, this is like you're emptying your mind and you're making space for the devil to come in and God knows what all, and you're being influenced by other people, right? They didn't have a clue what it actually was. Same thing with hypnosis. There's still a lot of misunderstanding what it is. Like you said, we go into hypnosis in many ways, and probably there's, you know, time for it to use a different terminology. But yes, you know, like you say, you go into the alpha state, for instance, or beta, or, you know, whatever the combination of the brainwaves is. Probably a better way to describe it, right, than to hypnosis. Yeah. You're just shifting frequencies, and in that, you're also activating and deactivating different parts of your brain. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's a big deal, right? And that's a very big deal because same thing. We profound misunderstandings. We think we have a brain. Nope. Sorry, I got news for you. You don't. Okay, I'm not being nasty or catty or snarky. I mean it that you don't have a brain. You have multiple brains. Right? We have a whole bunch of different brains. Yeah. You know, we got forebrain, hindbrain, left brain, right brain, you know, inside brain. Gosh, I can't even say how many brains there are, but this is very important. And then within the brains, you've got, you know, different softwares that run in the different brains, much like your computer. Yes, you may have your operating system, but you've got dozens of programs that run. And those programs can sometimes take over your computer. You know, you get a virus, you know exactly what I mean. Yeah. It's very important. Hey, hello, Gaia. Brilliant. Gaia is here. Yeah, very good. So yeah, very cool. Sher says journaling can be hypnotic for me. There's a zone I get to. Yes. And I will say, I'll maybe take a tiny little bit of credit, because when Sher started working together, you know, I've known Sher a long time now. I recommended, you know, Sher write, and she's written a book and she's going to write another one and probably a third one. I said, rule number one for writing is write ugly, edit pretty. Yeah, write ugly, edit pretty. So if you're writing ugly, what I mean by writing ugly is just, you know, like stream of consciousness, you saying and, you know, like I know certain people, we won't mention them by name, but when they're writing, they will have everything is one long sentence, all just combined with ands, no punctuation. It's brilliant, right? But then if you focus on the editing, you put yourself into a different brain. When you're writing ugly, you get into your storytelling brain, which just tells it, and it rambles and it flows and it doesn't care whether everything fits and makes sense and this and that. It's the story is coming out. Once the story's out, you can edit it and make it pretty. That's very easy. You can even get software to do that. But to that zone that Sher is talking about, she says, yes, yes. When we get to that zone, you've got to let it flow, right? And again, it's immersing into a brain. And immersion, the ability to immerse, is a potent, potent power. But it's a power that can also work against you when somebody gets caught up in an immersion bubble, right? When you see people like Angus, classic immersion bubble, their world is very narrow, very limited, right? So immersion can work for us or against us. When you're zoning, it's great. In anger or anything like that, it's very negative. Very cool, very cool. Sorry, I'm jabbering away. Please share what you have to say on that, Phelisia. Please. Gaia says, and most importantly, we have the brain in our belly, which is running
Yes.
that one in our head. Yes, and
Yes.
well, you can. Some people will say there's other brains, maybe in this vicinity of the belly, a little lower, that also run the head. But okay, we won't go there. But but yes. If I understand it correctly, and I'm I'm speaking a little bit under advisement here. I saw an article about this a while back, and I thought, wow, that's really cool. And the belly, the stomach, or the gastrointestinal tract, that whole connectivity is the first brain to develop. And then it moves down, and then the brain that we think of as the brain comes later. The brain stem comes first, and then the brain. If I understand fetal development, right? The stomach is actually the first brain to develop. Yeah, I thought this was very, very fascinating. So again, go and research it. Don't take my word for it. Don't believe what I'm saying. I have, misremembered, but I really thought I saw that, and it stuck with me. It's a very cool thing to realize how key that is. Very key. The other part I love about that, sorry, while I'm on a theme here, is that the whole stomach and your gut, that whole part. It's not only you. You have the biome in there. You have all the microbes, and they profoundly determine what you like, what you eat, what you don't like. And this is a new thing that's very, very powerful to understand. They did studies on twins, right? And they checked their biomes. Twins who dress the same, eat the same, do everything the same, and they have profoundly different biomes. Yeah, I thought this was incredible. Because it's so exponential. You could get one little bug and it starts to grow and expand, and you've got a whole different universe within you. So if you want to feel special, just go and check your biome. I guarantee you've got the special biome.
Very unique.
But the point I want to make is, exactly, the point I want to make is that we are not a singularity. We are a collaboration. We need to collaborate with the different parts of ourselves, right? I mean, if you work with your biome or understand that your biome isn't necessarily you and it's got its own logics and things, you're also going to get into trouble. So yeah, that's a big deal. It's a big deal, big deal. Like a guy that says, it's a brain down there. It's a brain down there. Same brain, your spine. It's another brain. Yeah, very cool, very cool. So to get back to you, right? Sorry, we're going on a tangent here. It's all about you today, right? Right, Phelisia? To get back to you, the hypnosis is a mechanism whereby you can connect to other parts of the self that aren't necessarily always in evidence, yes? Or connected to.
Yes, yes.
Fair to say?
Yes, and so there may be the past experiences that have happened. They are still, even though we may not know it, they're still cycling around in our subconscious mind, affecting our behavior, our thoughts, our feelings, so our actions and everything about us. And we don't necessarily know that that's what's happening, and obviously our body.
Yes. It again ties back to, I'll answer Gaia asked a cool question, and I'll ask it in a second, Gaia. I want to just comment on association management. It's a big part of what I do. to realize that we can make associations with things that aren't necessarily valid or accurate. And we must remember that we made those associations, like phobias, right? I have a phobia of crossing the threshold of my house or any house, and I don't know why. Why am I afraid to cross the threshold? Like, what on earth? Way back in my past, I crossed the threshold, and right at that very moment, a spider landed on my face. I freaked out. I forgot the spider because I was concentrating on stepping over the threshold because I was a little kid, and it was a raised threshold, and I didn't want to fall on my face. So the emphasis got associated. The fear got associated with threshold rather than with spider on my face. So there's a false misassociation, and those can cause the problems that you spoke about earlier that people come to you with, right? And they don't know what it is.
Exactly.
So, there's other things too, but this is a profound thing to understand, that our associations aren't always sensible or logical or rational, right? They emotional.
Yeah. Yes, and it may be.
And if we understand our emphasis literally is the brain, it's a big deal. Right?
Yes, and it may be one, like you said, that one event, but then there may have been other things similar that you didn't quite realize that reinforced it. Yes. Or you may have seen and experienced similar things without realizing it that reinforced that, that then continue to have that phobia over the thresholds.
Right. So now it starts to spiral because now you've already got something. And when you focused on something, when something's a big deal in your life, emphasis literally rewires brain. I'm just explaining it in general. Just to say, when you emphasize something, that node expands, and when it's expanded, it now can connect to more nodes, and you are literally changing the way your brain is wired. Now, sometimes we can emphasize something, and it's there for the time being, and then the nodes will shrink again. But at other times, that expansion it gets locked in, like in the case of severe trauma or exceptionally intense emotions, and it stays with us. Now, of course, you've got the brain is rewired. Now you become hypersensitive to spiders or to thresholds, and the thing starts to feed on itself, right? And that's where people get to be disabled from this, or you get, mental problems, severe problems, that because of the spiraling and emphasis causing more emphasis. Yeah, very important to understand. Very, very important to understand. Big deal. All right, I have a question for you, Phelisia. Praka says, what's the difference between normal hypnosis and RTT?
Yes, I think there's a lot of hypnosis out there which is more around relaxing you, and then it doesn't do the regression part, doesn't take you back to the different scenes, it doesn't find the root of your issue, your problem. They'll do the positive part. They'll say that you want to be free of this, you don't want to have this, you don't want the other, but they don't actually find that part. They don't eliminate it. They don't really dig down and erase it. So they don't get to that other part. So you're relaxed. They'll then just say what you want, and they don't necessarily do all the steps.
So kind of regular hypnosis, or at least some of it, not all of it, is more going to suggest resolutions rather than finding the core paradigm, association, belief, emphasis, right? So there's a difference there.
Yes, and there's also about 9 other tools that we can use depending on what comes up in the different scenes. There's certain things to use at different times as well. So it's very much like as if you were coaching someone, or if you had a therapy session with somebody, you may use different strategies depending on what the session brought up for them.
Yes, absolutely, as appropriate. Yes. I mean, this is, for me, it's the capstone of everything I do is appropriateness. It all follows from there. Yeah, it's a major thing. All right. So on that note, we are going to say we'll set up a time for demonstration, right? We'll do another Facebook Live, and we'll actually you can demonstrate this. I think this is. I mean, I'm so thrilled that you are willing to do this, because it's not a simple thing to do. But boy, what a service the group. This is a big deal. So we'll set it up, and I'll announce it and let everybody know, and then you can show what we're talking about here. I think this is a great point for us to end on. This is most fabulous, really enjoyed this. So thank you very much for being here. Is there any last questions from anybody listening before we go? I just want to say thank you very much, Phelisia. This is very great, very great. So,
You're more than
like I
welcome.
said,
Been
when we
lovely to
first
be
met,
here.
yeah, it's fun. So I'm sure we'll connect more beside the Facebook, so this is very cool. This is very cool. So I'm not seeing any questions. So, okay, too bad. If you got any questions more, just put them in and we'll answer them later in chat, but we won't do it right now. So there's a bit of a delay between seeing the questions and what we say. We're a bit ahead on Zoom. So fantastic, fantastic. So it's fabulous. This was fabulous, Phelisia. Phelisia, right? Say your name again, please.
Phelisia.
Phelisia. See, I was getting it right for the most part, but mere names, it's another thing. But all right, yeah. I'm trying really hard not to get that. My mother used to call us children, 5 children. She used to mix our names up when we were kids, and it would bother the hell out of me. How can you forget the names of your kids, for crikey's sake? I find myself sometimes, I've been on Zoom with somebody, and then the next person comes and I call them whoever was on before me, stuff like that. So I know it's a peculiar thing. So I tried to get the names right. That's important to me. Phelisia, yeah. I think you should have 2 S's, by the way. Then it's easier to remember the pronunciation,
Yeah, maybe,
right?
yes.
Just my editing nerd coming out. All right, fabulous. Yeah, I'm just checking to see. No more. So, all right, we'll end it right there. Fabulous. All right. So, Phelisia, do me a favor and just come right back. I have to close the Zoom. So, it'll end and then just rejoin right away because then I want to chat with
Okay.
you about making